Hello, my name is Yeremia Trenadi. I'm from 2024 di Kabupaten Industri UNESA, Universitas Negeri Surabaya. Today, I will explain about OHS K3, Kesehatan Keselamatan Bekerja. First thing is content. 1. OHS history. 2. Hierarchy of OHS legislation. 3. 5S into OHS. 4. SAR. 1. OHS history. If a builder constructs a house for someone and does not complete the work properly, resulting in the house collapsing and causing the death of the owner, then the builder shall be put to death. The purpose of this regulation is to emphasize professional responsibility and ensure that construction work is carried out to high standards to prevent damage and hazard that will harm others. OHS history. For 80 years, deep cleaning, Roman activities required that miners be required to wear nose coverings. In 1940, Domenico Fontana was tasked with constructing the obelisk in the middle of Peter's Square in Rome, mandate that workers to wear steel helmets. Industrial Revolution. Many workplace accidents occurred, resulting in casualties. When, according to employers, this is part of the work risk. Employers hire new workers. Workers charge the entrepreneurs, and employers provide care to victims. OHS development history. 1931, the United States enacted workplace compensation law. Regardless of whether the accident occurred due to the victim's fault or not, the individual is entitled to compensation if the accident happens while at work. OHS development history. It must be proven that the accident was not caused by the victim's fault. If it is proven that the accident occurred due to the victim's negligence, then compensation is not granted. However, since victims are often in vulnerable position, this requirement frequently disadvantages them. As a result, the regulation was eventually changed to provide compensation regardless of whether the victim was at fault or not. The definition of OHS. Etymologically, providing protection efforts aimed at ensuring that workers and other people in the workplace are always safe and healthy, and that every production source is used safely and efficiently. Scientifically, branch of science and application that studies ways to prevent accidents in the workplace. Philosophically, concept and real effort to ensure the sustainability of workers and all people in general, along with their works and culture, in an Regulation number 50 of 2012 on the implementation of occupational health and safety management systems, or we call SM-Country, and Government Regulation number 21 of 2003 13 on occupational health and safety training, Ministerial Regulation. Beside government regulation, there are also regulations issued by minister or heads of agencies related to OHS, such as Minister of Manpower Regulation number 5 of 2018. Introduce procedures of occupational health and safety inspection for regional regulation. Regional governments also have the authority to issue regulation related to OHS according to the needs and characteristics of each region. Undang-Undang Nomor 1 Tahun 1970. Nomor 4. Undang-Undang Nomor 13 Tahun 2003. Objective: workers have the right to perceive protection for safety in their work. Other people in the workplace need to be guaranteed safety. Production source can be used safely and efficiently. Law number 1 of 1970. Law number 1 of 1970 on occupational safety is indeed the main legal basis governing occupational health and safety (OHS) in Indonesia. This law plays a crucial role in establishing the basic principles and general provisions that must be adhered to by all parties involved in the working world. General provisions. This law regulates various aspects related to OHS, starting from important definitions, the responsibilities of government, employer responsibilities, worker rights and obligations, to procedures for law enforcement in cases of OHS violation. Basic principles. This law establishes basic principles that must be followed in implementing OHS in the workplace. These principles include the principle of accident prevention and work-related illness, the principle of safe and healthy work environment arrangement, the principle of responsibility, and the principle of cooperation between the government, employers, and workers. That's the legal basis of OHS. Also, employers' responsibilities. The employer's responsibilities. This law stipulates the employers have the responsibility to recruit safe and healthy work environment of all workers. They must take various preventive measures such as providing protection to workers, providing safe work equipment, conducting OHS training, and regularly implementing OHS programs.
Workers' rights and obligations. Workers' rights and obligations. This law also regulates the rights and obligations of workers relate to OHS work. Workers have the right to work in a safe and healthy environment and to be protected from the risk of work-related accidents and illness. In addition, they also have the obligation to comply with applicable OHS regulations and participate in OHS prevention efforts in the workplace. 5S. Sort, sit, order, sign, standard, indice, sustain. Definition. 5S is a process and method for creating and maintaining a high performance workplace. There is neat, clean, and safe. There is Project 1. Project 2, 5R, makes everyone able to distinguish between normal and abnormal conditions at glance. Project 3, process of changing attitudes by implementing workplace organizations and cleanliness. Project 4, 5S is the basis of systematic and continuous improvement for zero effects cost reduction and safe work areas through the involvement of all employees and the commitment of top management. Also the definition. Project 1, 5S helps employees to know what to do and what to do. Project 2, 5S creates conditions for synergy and cooperation. Project 3, the procedure can be carried out optimally if 5S implemented. Project 4, an unhealthy organization finds it difficult to successfully implement 5S. Project 5, 5R is not a corrective action but a preventive action. Project 6, prioritize the core of the problem and realize that the problem is important. Project 7, implementing 5S means striving for efficiency. 5. Project 8, 5S can be applied both in organizations and households. Project 9, 5S reduces the risk of work accidents. Project 10, 5R improves the quality of human behavior. The advantage or benefits. 5S is the first step in continuous improvement. 5S can be used as a management barometer. 5S operate on the principle actions speak louder than words. 5S changes the way of thinking and behaving. saver. Keanu Reeves improved quality. Tobey Maguire efficiency. 3 minutes can make difference. Cillian Murphy prevent wasting time. Edition Jenna Ortega. It's from Jenna Ortega. 5S is not difficult to understand, but 5S is very difficult to implement correctly. Emma Myers. 5S requires persistence, determination, and continuous effort. Emma Stone. 5S may not give dramatic results, but 5S makes the job easier. Zendaya. 5S will increase work productivity and better quality, little by little but continuously. Sort. Organization can organize everything short things with certain rules or principles. Distinguishing between what is necessary and what is not necessary. Take firm decisions and implement stratification management to discard the unnecessary. Briefly, it can be done by removing all rubbish or things that are no longer needed in the work environment. Sit in order. After throwing away items that are not needed, they need to be arranged neatly, paying attention to 3 rules. Determine the right place for the item. Determine how to store items so they are easy to find and easy to retrieve when needed. Observe storage rules. Shine. Continuous cleaning and inspection of the work area and equipment will help identify problems and undesirable conditions. Standardize. Condition where sorting, arranging, and cleaning are carried out consistently and routinely. In order to be able to maintain it, monitoring visual management is needed so that problems or damage can be detected early. What should be monitored? Is there any definition of normality? What goes to abnormality? And inspection. Determine emergency procedures. Determine long-term improvements. For maintenance according to the maintenance procedures. Install or machine and ensure the stock is ready to use when needed. Pay attention to when and how the equipment should be inspected, cleaned, and serviced, and do so in a timely manner. Sustain. Doing the right thing as a habit. If necessary, use a checklist. Be a personal responsibility. Practice with discipline to minimize the occurrence of errors. Comply with regulations, procedures, and work instructions. 4. Hazard. Hazard. Risk. Work. Hazard is a source of situation with potential to cause injury explosive, flammable materials, corrosives. Hazardous materials, toxic, carcinogenic, teratogenic, mutagenic, biological, virus, bacteria, fungus. Mechanical, first with the machinery. Electrical, the magnitude of the current. Electrical, magnitude of current. Amount of current flowing. Time, duration of exposure. Pathway, track, and exit points. Psychosocial, workers' mental, economics, design of the workplace. Hazard components, intrinsic properties of the hazard, the inherent characteristics of the hazard itself, nature of the equipment of material forms, the natural state of equipment or materials, e.g. vapor, liquid, dust. Exposure, effect, relationships, the connection between exposure to the hazard and its effects. Hazard flow from process to individual, how the hazard moves from the process to individual. Condition and frequency of use, the conditions under which the hazard is present and how often it is encountered. Aspects of the worker behavior that influence exposure. Mechanism of action, the way in which the hazard acts to cause harm. Hierarch, or hazard identification, risk assessment, and risk control. Hazard identification. According to Sordi, hazard categories include physical hazards, mechanical hazards, electrical hazards, ergonomic hazards, habitual hazards, environmental hazards, biological hazards, and psychological hazards. with a less dangerous one. The example is using non-toxic chemicals instead of harmful ones in manufacturing. Engineering control, designing or modifying equipment, workstations, or processes to minimize exposure to hazards. Example, installing machine guards or ventilation systems. Administrative control, implementing policy-size procedures or training to limit exposure to risk. Example, rotating shifts to reduce repetitive strain or enforcing safety protocols. Personal protective equipment or PPE, providing workers with protective gear to shield them from hazards. Example, helmets, gloves, safety goggles, or respiratory masks. And that's what I explained about OHS.